Hello friends. I'm often asked by people how do they go about achieving their goals. I say if I can only give you one piece, if I was only allowed to give you one piece of advice from everything that I've learned over the years, it's learn about the alkaline diet or learn about your body's alkalinity. What's that, you might ask? Well, I always say to people, think about a flower sitting in a vase, okay? You're in charge of feeding it. What are you going to feed it? Well, you're going to feed it the stuff that a flower needs. So sunlight, water, nutrients, okay? If someone said to you, right, no, feed it petrol. Petrol's good because petrol makes my car go fast, so it'll make your flower grow fast. You'd look at them like they're an idiot. If they said, oh, Coca-Cola, I like Coca-Cola, that plant is going to love it. You look at them like they were stupid. So when it comes to our bodies, it's the same thing. You've got to ignore the lies of the food companies. You know, milk is brilliant if you're a baby cow. It doesn't really have a place in the human food chain, right? Meat, yeah, great. It tastes lovely. I wouldn't disagree, but it's only been in our food chain for the last 2,000 to 4,000 years since we learnt to domesticate animals, right? Well, human beings have been around for hundreds of thousands, millions of years, right? And evolutionary changes are very gradual. They take time. So in essence, our body hasn't had the time to adapt to all this rubbish that we chuck down our necks. And a lot of the food in the Western diet causes acid in the body. How do you know what acid is? Test yourself. These are pH testing strips. They tell you the pH balance in your body. To give you an idea, here's one I licked this earlier. You can lick or you can pee on them. If you pee on them, you get a slightly different reading, and that's because your body can evacuate a certain amount of acid per day, but only a certain amount. Above that, your body has to start storing it. When you've stored it for too long, you're going to get your coughs, your colds, your flus, all these things people like me, we never have because our bodies are alkaline. You can't, your body cannot be a host to a germ if you're alkaline. You won't get the cold every year that everybody in the office gets, and they all blame it on each other because, you know, they don't understand alkalinity. You won't get that because your body doesn't have to chuck out all this acid every, once or twice every year. So that's what I did earlier. I measure it up on the scale and I'm down this end, which is good. You don't want to be too far down either end, but you want to be around 7.25, which is what they say is good for humans. So I'm just above that, which is better to be slightly alkaline than acid, right? Now, it's not about changing, forget diets. If you want happiness in life, forget diets. It's not about that. It's about changing the plate of food. So instead of it being 2/3 meat and potatoes or meat and carbohydrate and 1/3 vegetable, which is a typical Western diet, right? Change that around. Have it mostly veg. 2/3 veg, 1/3 of what you like. And then you will never get sick, folk, believe me. Of course, you've got to cut down on the coffee because that's highly acidic. Alcohol's acidic. Fruit, believe it or not, is acidic. The only fruit that's not, lemon and limes. That's why you always hear people talking about drinking lemon and lime in the morning. It really it's a very short-term effect, lemon and lime, but it does have an alkalizing effect on the body. What I do, I have a green smoothie every morning, and this is a bit of a cheat, guys, because I like cheating. I like an easy life. If I have this in the morning, I can actually eat whatever I want in the evening. I don't because I try to eat plant-based. Why do I eat plant-based? Because I like to be able to run 1,000 miles non-stop. That's what I did last year. I couldn't do that if I ate a Western diet. My recovery time would be slower. My muscles would hurt. When I'm sleeping at night, which is when your body recovers, my body would be still digesting the meat, because meat takes an awful long time to digest and it takes a lot of your body's energy. So it's kind of a lost situation. So I tend to stick to plant-based as much as I can. I'll have a treat when I go out, whatever. It becomes less of a treat the more vegetables you eat, because your body starts to love the vegetables and you crave them instead of the other stuff. But in here, I might put celery, kale, broccoli, ginger, garlic, turmeric and pepper, because that's a good mixed together. It's a good anti-inflammatory. A couple of lemons, maybe. This sort of thing. All the stuff that we know is kind of good for us, but we shy away from. And I just do it in a wanna in the morning. To make it taste nice, I'll put half an avocado in. It gives it like a creamy, I'm going to say a milkshake effect, but you know what I mean. Excuse me. If I haven't got avocado in the fridge, I'll use half a banana. So yeah, fruit. Like when you give your kids fruit and you say, well done, eat fruit, what you're essentially doing is giving them something that big that has got like 20 sugars in it. It's no different to going to the sugar bowl and saying, eat 20 sugars. It's better than sweets or candy, as they say in America, but it's not, eating abundance of fruit, you're still going to get sick because it's full of sugar. Lemon and limes is the only fruit that's alkalizing, right? What I do with my green drink is I put some of this in. It's Supergreens. 2 spoons of this is the same, 2 heaped spoons is the same as having 8 portions of green vegetables. It's really powerful. And I've done this now for 15 years. I did it after I got really ill and I couldn't get better and my doctor couldn't help me because, they don't understand things like alkaline diet. And the big food companies and the law and the politicians and the people that want to control your life, they're not going to tell you about it because they want you enslaved with eating crap, right? And not thinking and not getting out and achieving your goals. So look into it. If I could recommend one book, I'd say it's The pH Miracle by Dr. Robert Young. He's a gentleman that I've met, very nice man. He actually got arrested. He actually got arrested. The Food and Drug Administration, is it the FDA in America? Anyway, these kind of big bureaus, they went after him because he was revolutionizing diet, right? And they arrested him on some trumped up charge that he said he'd cured someone of cancer. Well, what is cancer? Cancer is when the cell, which is it needs a very fragile environment to exist in. When you've hammered that with acid for 40, 50 years of your life, you start to change the balance of electrolytes and acids and alkalines and the nutrients that cell needs, just like giving our plant petrol. Think about cancer in that same vein, right? So Dr. Robert Young wasn't saying he's curing cancer. He's saying, God, eat a good diet, guys, and you're not going to get cancer, are you? Because cancer is a Western disease, Anyway, that's it. I hope it helps. If you've got any questions, put them in the comments. This is the one thing I do which revolutionized my life, and I hope it does yours.